Hey guys, let me get this straight. How are you? My name is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton. I'll make sure that this is recording or that this is playing live. Hi, I'm Dr. Sharnael with Swiftfire. Tonight I want to share with you very quickly, just in the next 2 or 3 minutes, on the science of, hey Christine, the science of signals. So let's talk about signals, okay? Let's say you're in your car, Michelle and Lynn, and you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the light comes on for your oil to be changed, Miss Ann, and maybe even you get a flashing sound or some kind of disturbing beep or something. When that happens, then you can probably see on the indicator what's going on, and if it's the oil, then you can, hey Miss Judy and Tiffany, then what you could do is bring it to an oil mechanic or some sort of mechanic, or do this at home, get your husband or you yourself to do it, and basically get it changed out. Now, if you went to a mechanic and explained to him that the light was flashing, Teresa and Kelly, and it was making a sound that was really bothering you, and he basically just went and said, hey, I have the best idea. I can fix this for you right away. Let me just untwist this light and I'm going to make it so there's no more sound. What would happen to your car within a week or two, or maybe even less? Do you know? I can tell you what would happen. Your car would blow up. So that's not a good thing. Now, when we're talking about signals in our car, that's one thing. When you're talking about signals in your body, guess what? Same kind of deal. When we get signals in our body, we oftentimes don't consider that this is actually a message from your body saying, hey, it's time to deal with some sort of trauma that's come up. Like, this is an opportunity here to deal with something that could be 5 months old, 20 years old, who knows. But when you see something come up or you feel some sort of pain indicator or symptom within an organ, then 86% of all dis-ease is attributed to past traumas or dormant and or active traumas within the body that are stored. Different things can be stored, different traumas can be stored in different places for different reasons. And the main reasons why trauma can be stored is through the limbic system. That limbic system will basically decide between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. what needs to defrag. And if there are things that are going on in your life that have a little bit more stick because they're a little bit out of the ordinary or traumatic, then sometimes these things do not defrag during that time. Hey, Tatiana and Caleb. And they get shelved on to a body part until you're ready to deal with it. Sometimes we are ready to deal with it, but sometimes maturity or stress or different things can cause us to not completely defrag those things, and they kind of get shelved because we're not in a season necessarily to go through the processing. So the ways that trauma can stick, number one, you can have something that's seriously abusive by an authoritative figure. That seems to have a little bit more stick, like a coach, a pastor, a parent, a teacher, something like that, where someone that you've looked up to can do something abusive to you, cancel, and you may have a little bit more difficulty defragging. If it's something sudden and out of the ordinary, traumatic that you didn't expect, maybe a death in the family or an accident of some kind, then this can also have a little bit more stick. Cancel all that. If it's repetitive over and over again and there's a pattern of consistency, again, that's a signal, but also this is time for you to maybe see that there's a little bit more stick to that, unfortunately. If it's like the top 1 million things you would never do to someone else and then they do it to you, that is a lot of times an opportunity for a little bit more stick. And the reason why is because in the processing, as you're defragging, and you're trying to process, a logical brain This is the frontal lobe, and behind that's that limbic system. The frontal lobe will try to come up with an answer or some halfway decent reasoning, and a lot of times trauma isn't something that you can reason. And so your brain will just be left, and then after that 3 to 5 p.m. has gone, then it just gets shelved until your time is to go ahead and process that. You can also store things because you may be too young to deal with it, or too immature. So I've seen people who are 5 years old deal with things way better than a 40-year-old. So it can vary. Hey, Janelle. So there's a lot of different reasons why you may store trauma, and of course if you have any of these things in combination, they are going to have a lot more stick to it, just because there's an opportunity for just a congruent traumatic situation, because there's more to it, if that makes sense. So now again, when we have stored these things, you can store it 5 years, 10 years, 5 months, 3 days, whatever. But when its time is to come for us to actually deal with it, you'll see symptoms. And when you see those symptoms, you know, we haven't specifically been taught in the past, I know I wasn't, that when I see a symptom, that this is a great opportunity for us to deal with it. Hey, Melissa. But Jennifer, I'm telling you, when you see that, a lot of times people will go to the doctor. And nothing against medical doctors, love them. I'm a naturopathic doctor, meaning I like to get to the root of the situation and deal with the root from the inside out. And a lot of times medical doctors have not been trained in those areas, and many times what I have seen just with my own clients who have been to the doctor already is they come back and they have been given prescription medicine. Now, prescription medicine will do what we talked about earlier in the car situation. Prescription medicine will unscrew the light bulb or the pain or whatever the situation is, but it will not take care of the root issues. Trust me, pharmaceuticals will not take care of root issues. They will only be a Band-Aid. And so again, if something terrible happens to me, I'm not against surgery. I'm not against, MDs are amazing. There's a lot of really awesome MDs and doctors and surgeons out there, and they're very much needed, and I'm thankful for them, and cancel anything ever happened to any of you or any of me. And I will tell you, I'm encouraging you guys and anyone that I work with, if there's something that we can handle, that we can go from the inside out and deal with it from the root issues, that is going to be your best situation. Obviously, if that's not an emergency situation, but those are things that we can do over time with balance, with health, with emotional releases, nutrition, exercise, counseling. Obviously, essential oils are an awesome opportunity to help with that too. And so, again, we're not wanting to go to a doctor for them to give us a pharmaceutical to unscrew the light and to make the signal go away. When we see the signal, we have to remember, and I'm telling you now because this wasn't told to me, that this is a message. Signals are a message. It's a message and an opportunity for you and for I to deal with the root issues. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of root issues coming up right now. Again, I've talked about this in previous videos. If you haven't seen my previous videos, earlier this month, not only is it a Rosh Hashanah time in this month, just last week actually, but we've also had a solar eclipse, we've had a full moon within a very short period of time, and we've had 2 days of solar flares to hit the Earth. And when those things happen, the electrical magnetic frequency of the Earth is affected, therefore everything on the Earth is affected, and everything on the planet is affected. And so whatever you are will be amplified. And so this is an awesome time for you to really delve in and to look within to see what is it that's coming up, and take that time to just get some clearing, get some healing, search out and seek out what it is that you can find in truth and in love and in honesty and your authentic self. Remember your love, do your decrees, use your essential oils, be kind to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself if there have been some reactions and some things come up in the season. I had several people that I've spoken to over the last week or so who've expressed symptoms of almost like a paralyzing anxiety, lethargy, lack of energy. Some have said depression, just an inability to cope with normal things that they have on their own. And especially if you are an empath, then you just beware, because you may be feeling a lot of different things that aren't necessarily you, but you're feeling, they are you, because there is no them. We are all one. And also, this is a time where the electrical frequency has completely shifted on the earth, and we're feeling it. And so there is a new adjustment here, an adjustment time that needs to be remembered, and for us to be recalibrating, reminding, remembering that new frequency here on the earth. And us, like I said, there's a lot of things that we can do. Is number one, just be aware. Of course, use essential oils. Of course, use any decrees, because decrees and music and a lot of different things are going to boost frequency. And when we can just get in that adjustment, exercise would be great too, just because serotonin and dopamine levels will really be great. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. I'd lose the sugar. Maybe it's the time to fast for you. There are a lot of different things that we can do to accommodate. Keep some accountability. Keep a good friend in touch. Talk to them. And just remember your perfect love. Remember your union in God, and decree those things. So, I hope this has been helpful. Has this helped any of you guys? Any of you have experienced any kind of weirdness in the last couple weeks besides me and many others? Becky, Carlin, I know Tatiana and some of the others. Yes, it's an awesome opportunity right now to be praying. We've all seen what's going on in nature, with hurricanes and fires and flooding, and again, we've seen a lot on the news with people and that transition, that adjustment period for people. I choose to touch everything with love. I choose to, instead of being frustrated and aggravated as I have in the past, I choose to touch this country with love, with every person with love, to touch my own things that have come up with love, and to just remember this is a time of oneness within us, starting with us, and then that bioelectric field goes out of the heart and into the atmosphere. And as we are all focused on love and being one, remembering, member as in remember, reminding and decreeing things in perfection and in love, then we can actually make this adjustment period a lot easier, and we can get through it all together. So I love all of you. I'm sending every one of you light and love right now. If you know anyone who's going through some stuff that may be choosing to understand what's going on and how to deal with that, please tag your friends. Please share this. There's a lot of people who may be thinking that this is them or that they're crazy. They are not crazy. You are not crazy. We are not crazy. There's a shift, and it's okay, and we're going to make it. And the more that we stay away from the news and focus on the positive, we can shift and neutralize all that mass brainwashing media stuff that's on the news and even on social media. This is our opportunity to use social media for something positive instead of all the weirdness that I've been seeing in the past, and choose to use my social media as a place of love and reconciliation and peace and harmony and unity. I am love, you are love, and so is my world. And so please tag your friends. Please tag your family members. Share with whoever you like. And also, if you are not my friend on Facebook and you choose to keep connection with me, you can hit the follow button. Just go above here and go ahead and hit that follow button. Hey, John Waskin. Oh my gosh, we have government officials on here tonight. Haven't seen you in a while, John. This will be good for you to learn and remember. And also, if you were not on the class with Robert Stevens and I last night, or the class with Dr. Mary, a naturopathic doctor that we had an interview with today, go in my Divine Science in the Human Body group right now. There are free classes that speak on conscious language and divine health and how that matters to you and me and to your family. And also, hey Michelle, we had a discussion today with Dr. Mary about mirroring the law of attraction and the Bible and how it relates to your body on a science level with scriptures, and also how the mind-body connection is so important to everyone's health preventatively and just to bring balance to you and your body. So check those things out. I love all of you, sending you lots of love. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube has a ton of stuff. Join the group, and you guys have a wonderful weekend. Have fun. Do something fun. Get out there and get some exercise and some fresh air and enjoy yourself, all right? Take it easy. Talk to you soon. Bye.